Hey, peace and blessings to you. My name is Jerry B. I am the EntreMusician, and so are you. And I got to tell you, you are in for a wonderful treat. It is my pleasure to present the ultimate EntreMusician on today's podcast. This is none other than guitarist, composer, performer, recording artist, author, instructor, and lecturer, Amaranatha Ranatunga. Listen, he is the first Asian to develop a syllabus for classical and flamenco guitar, a 4 years Bachelor of Arts program, and a Master of Fine Arts degree. And he's been at it since 1964, before I was born, doing tons of videos on YouTube, both instructional and artistic. It's my absolute pleasure to present him. How are you doing today, sir?
Thank you. First of all, I must thank you for doing this fine opportunity. I'm fine, and thank you again. I must thank you, Jerry B, and also the EntreMusician's program. So I'm fine, and it's better we can start. I think we had to talk a lot about music, guitar, composing, and a lot of things. I'm ready. Ask any questions. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure.
Absolutely. Well, I've seen your wonderful website, and there's a rich history that you have here. I'm interested in knowing how young you were when you were interested in the guitar. When were you first exposed to the guitar as playing it as an instrument?
I started guitar when I was 7 years.
7.
7 years. Those days I played pop music, what is called the popular music.
Yeah.
It's a common thing. So after that, when I was 9 years, I came to know that there's a subject called the classical guitar. So there was a fine teacher here, and I started with him. After that, in 1970, I came to know about the flamenco guitar. So I started the flamenco guitar in 1970. With this combination, now already about there are a lot of compositions in my own composition in YouTube. Those two styles, actually, I'm only teaching those styles in universities and private classes. But my composition, 100%, I compose with my own excellent technique. You can see it from my. There's no very few. About 90%, I use all my excellent technique. There are some classical and flamenco guitar technique I join. Sometimes very few, but I must say very importantly, this classical and flamenco guitar style, the technique, the style, helped me a lot to create my own style. So
Yes.
I had to. I'm so lucky to study those two subjects, and now I have own style of my own. If you go to the YouTube and watch my video, you can see there are a lot of technique I'm using, my own extended technique. That's a story about my music.
So once you were able to learn everything you could about classical and flamenco, then you took it and you created a style of your own, and that's now what you teach, correct?
Yes, now I'm teaching even in the not in the university and even a private classes. I'm teaching classical and flamenco guitar. If the in the syllabus, I mean in the university syllabus, there are this is contemporary guitar. That means contemporary guitar means the style of my own. Even a private class, if someone comes to the private class, if you want to learn the style of my own, definitely I teach him. But if he says he want to give the London exams and he want to sit for the exams and he want to do the classical guitar, I teach them classical guitar, even the flamenco guitar. But anyone like to learn my style of my own, definitely, I'm so happy to teach them.
Well, we're absolutely happy to know that. Now you have also videos which are instructional, and one thing that really struck me, sir, was the topic of how music affects a child's brain. Can you unpack that and kind of describe that a little bit for us from your studies?
I mean, the first thing I have to tell you that if you want to be a fine player, you have a lot of things to. Uh, you must be keen about a lot of things, especially the technique, and the second most important, you have to practice, and
Yes.
third thing, you have to go to the stage. That is a kingdom of a player. You have to go there. If you if you know the subject well, if you know the technique well, if you have practiced well, no problem. The stage is yours. Stage
Yes.
there is a stage for you.
Hmm.
We don't Nobody want to worry about it. So
Yes.
even if not in my country, in America, Australia, India, I play. So because I the main idea is my main idea is to be a fine player. So because of that, I develop all the other things which I said first. The technique, the practice, and all these things are very important. Not myself, any player who want to uh, win the stage. I mean, go to the stage,
Yeah.
be a fine player. You have to obey these things.
Absolutely. Now, can you tell me, out of everything that you do as an entre musician, composer, performer, recording artist, an author, and lecturer, what do you like to do most? Do you like all of them, or do you have a particular favorite out of those degrees of playing guitar and being a guitarist?
No, main one thing. I want to be a fine player. That's all. That's the main thing. That's the main thing. That's the main thing.
Well,
All
you
other things are not so important. The important thing is to be a fine player.
well, you are absolutely a fine player. Speaking of which, you have the technique of tapping your guitar up and down the neck and on the body. Is that specific to you? I've seen other guitarists do it, but you have a special way of being very percussive. Can you explain that?
Yeah. If you want to create a style of your own, you have to do something different. There must be a change. There must be a change. If you copy, if you're going to follow any player, I don't think nobody can reach that place.
Hmm.
So when I was a kid, I started the guitar when I was 7 years old. From that time, I had the idea to be a fine player. But my main idea is be a different player.
Hmm.
I mean, I don't want to copy any other techniques, but I must go back to the speak first again back. The technique of classical guitar and flamenco guitar helped me a lot because that is the base. That's the base. The base is there. But
Yes.
now, if any player, not only myself, if you want to have a change, he must create his style of his own.
Hmm.
That is very important. Even for my students, even in the university, even in the private classes, I every time I want to express this, that if you want to be a fine player, you must have a change. You must have a different in your playing style. If not,
Hmm.
that's why, because of that difference only, you ask gave me a chance to take part in this program. If I play the same thing, if I play the same things, the common things, and I don't get any chances. I don't get a chance to have a discussion with you because of the difference. You asked me to have a discussion with you.
Yes.
That's how I got the opportunity.
That is correct. Well, I noticed your music. We were dialoguing on LinkedIn, and I noticed the originality, your approach. I really liked the scenery in a lot of your videos. And so, one of the questions that came to my mind was, when you're composing a song, what is your inspiration? What are you thinking about as you're composing that song?
First, I get the idea of the message. Now, for example, if you my latest video, the land of green,
Yes.
I uploaded in the 13th of last month, July 13th. Now, land of green, the main idea is the green, the color green. That is the meaning of prosperity.
Yes.
So now in Sri Lanka, here we are facing a very sad, economic crisis. We are country's bankrupt. I have to say that. But in my video, I'm going to show that there's a struggle. People are struggling, right? There are a lot of protests against the government, against.
Yes.
So I want to express that even that, whatever we have the prosperity, we have the green land here.
Yes.
Don't worry, we have the land of fine land of green.
That's
That's
good.
my main idea of that composition. This is how I compose. I normally I did, in my composition I try my best to convey a message to the society. Now this in Sri Lanka with this economic crisis, I am trying my best to convey that message. Don't worry, don't worry. We have
Yes.
green, we have prosperity, we have
Yes.
a future, we have a fine land. That's the main idea of that composition. Like that, in every composition, I give a rich, meaningful idea. Every player, every artist, even if you're a poet, you're a novelist, even if you're a painter, you must have a message to the
Yes.
because art is for the people. Art is not the sake of the art. The art is the people. So I try my best to convey that message to the people of my country, all over the world. That's how I
That
come.
is wonderful. I mean, and you're absolutely right about that. Sometimes different artists can think that their art is really to satisfy themselves, and it's really about their own ego. But really, art is about giving to others so that they can learn and grow and prosper from the music, the visual arts, or the stories that we create. So you're absolutely on point. I wondered when I watched that what your inspiration would be, but it's to help the people to see prosperity. Fantastic. Thank you for sharing that.
While we are giving the message, there must be a satisfaction for the artist also. I have a satisfaction. I have
Yes.
given some kind of rich, meaningful message. So as an artist, I am very highly satisfied with that idea. I am very highly satisfied with that composition.
Yes. Absolutely. So tell me about life in Sri Lanka. I am very naive, never having traveled there, and I'm sure you have been here to the United States. But tell us who have not been over in that part of Southern Asia about Sri Lanka.
One of the beautiful countries in the world. We have our nature, our trees, our jungles, our roads, everything, uh, except the cities. Colombo, city of Colombo is not. I can't say it is natural. Just like it's a busy city, just like other cities in the world. If you go to the village, Sigiri, Andrapura, Dambulla, Kandy, Kurnagal, Mathura, these are the cities. So natural. Lot of because our main income is tourism. Our main income is tourism. Lot of
I
tourists
see.
during the season. Our main
Hmm.
income is tourism. So by that you can see how the people appreciate our country.
Yes.
We have a very 2,500 year old heritage, very cultural country with good
Hmm.
fine culture. So
Yes.
I'm highly appreciative with my country. I have to say that I'm very proud of my country, and and as a Sri Lankan, I'm very so proud of my country. It's a fine country, I must say. It's a fine country.
Yes. Yes, sir. Well, maybe I will have the opportunity to visit and to meet you in person and to I appreciate your videos, but to see you actually perform and play in person would be an incredible treat to me. We've seen on your website, which is on the screen, there are different guitarists that you work with, duos, quartets, even nine guitars and other larger band structures. Are most of those that you have on your website? things that you produced yourself, or were they collaborations with others where someone else came in and said, we would like to feature you with these 9 guitarists and with this larger group? Is that something that your company puts on, or does someone else sponsor that for you?
There are some of my own compositions, and others I have taken. Those are very popular melodies. I mean, the popular, even the singular melodies, Sri Lankan melodies. But
Yes,
some of them are my own composition. But I have to tell you one thing. Even that, all these compositions, I mean, all these performance, they are all my. Some of my students are playing. I am using, even for those things, I am using my own eccentric technique to give the rich, meaningful idea.
I see.
Just playing the guitar is a different thing. I'm not going to run down. Sorry, I don't say that. But if you play any instrument, there must be a change. There must be a surprise
Yeah,
at the end of the piece. Then only the listener uh, get the full 100% satisfaction, because the listener pays something to come to the concert.
that's true.
So we have to give something. We have to give them. We have a service. We have to give something. So
That's
it
it.
is. So if they are a kind of little kind of even surprise, that will be a very meaningful. That is the duty of our artists. I think that is the
Yes.
duty of myself. Not even myself. All the artists have that kind of duty. They have to obey. They have to serve that.
That's correct. Now, I did ask you earlier with respect to one of the videos on how music affects a child's brain, and you said that you started when you were 7 years old. Now, can you speak a little more deeply into how music as a whole, if you're a parent, uh, what the privileges are of exposing your child to music at a young age, and what music actually does in helping that child grow and prosper? Can you speak to that?
Uh, yes. Normally, a child, when 6 years old child, when he grow, his brain is for the 40% balance. It will grow after the sixth year, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yes.
During that time, if the child can play an instrument, especially the psychologists say that piano, flute, violin, and classical guitar, those are the instruments best for the. Then, because you know why? With the growth of the brain cells, that sound of that musical instrument, when you capture the sound of the nerve system of the brain,
Yeah,
that will improve the creativity.
I see.
This is not my idea. It's the idea of the psychologists, the
Yes,
doctors. So,
yes,
because of that, music for a child after 6 years is very important. Very
yes,
important. After that, even any person who listens to music, there are a lot of advantages. Now you know very well, music now in the hospitals for the heart patients, for the pressure patient, they are use music as a therapy. Right?
yes,
It's
yes,
important as medicine. There are
yes,
special kind of music. I mean, the classical language, this kind of music, baroque music, Renaissance music, very
hmm,
useful for the, our therapy,
yeah,
using for the therapy. So, like that, if you listen to a piece of music, you normally your brain cells get started working very hard. Because of that, you normally develop your intellectuality. Your
yes,
brain you will become a person with a lot of wisdom, lot of talents.
yes,
So
yes, I
other
agree.
thing, other thing, you will remember everything. Those things which we are going to forget, you will again you can get it back. Everything what you forget in
Yes,
your
sir.
brain cell. That is very powerful. Because like that, music which you listen to, not only playing. I'm not talking about the play. I'm talking about the listener.
Yes,
Everybody in this world must listen to some kind of music.
yes,
That is a fine therapy. Now,
yes,
now there are 44,000 radio stations all over the world. You
hmm,
know, Jerry, there are 70% of the world population listen to music.
That is correct.
And out of 44,000 radio stations, 15,445 radio stations are in your country, in USA,
Right.
right? 70% of the world population that listen to the music, you know, because anybody is alone, lonely.
Yes.
Music
Yes.
helps a lot to forget that loneliness. So music is very important.
It is
70%
extremely
of the
important.
world are listening to the music radio. There are
Yes.
44,000 radio stations. During
Yes.
the time of epidemic, COVID-19, that was increased to 80%,
That's true.
because of the
That
lockdown. So music is very important. Somebody might say that I'm a guitarist, because of that I'm saying like this. It's a common thing.
yes.
Music is the most popular subject in the world.
Yes.
Even geography, mathematics, economics, those are not like that. Everybody, even the small child, even though whatever the age,
That's
they
right.
are all listen to music. The most popular subject in the world is music.
Mm.
Which I'm doing. My subject is
That's
the most popular subject in the world. So I'm so happy about that. I'm so happy about that.
You're right. You're right. Now, so speaking of which, then, because you were active in music from 1964 to the present, and again, I wasn't born in 1964, shortly after, but what have you seen as the most significant changes in music from the 60s to today, as one who's been participating actively since then?
Now, those days, the social media is, nobody know about the social media.
Yeah.
So now in 1400 to 1000, the middle age of that 1040 to 70, the Renaissance of the 650 to 70 Baroque, 750 to 100, 828 classical period. Like that, it took very a long time to change.
Yeah.
That is not like that now. Now,
Yeah.
within 2-3 months, everything changed. It be very difficult to survive in the field of music, because of the social media, everything changed very quickly. Everything
Yes.
changed. Yes. Now Rolling Stones is the most popular. I mean, they started in the 1960s, 70s, still, but a lot of bands. I know better than me. Oh, what happened to them? No, nowhere. Yeah, because of they can't survive, because the changing is they so fast, so fast. Nobody can cope up with that.
Yes.
That's the main thing now. So if you have different kind of, again, I'm trying to explain the first question you asked. If you have a different kind of style of play, you can survive.
Yes.
Style
Yes.
of your own, because everybody when listen to it, there is something new. Not that is this is not reggae, this is not jazz, this is not rock, this is not country music, this is not metal, nothing. No, this new style. So you
Yes.
can survive. So because of that, you must have a different type of play to survive in this century.
That is a wonderful point, because if you have your own unique style, no matter what the traditional genres are doing across the board, if you just stay with integrity to the style that you have, then yeah, people really flock to you. And there have been people, like you said, with the Rolling Stones and Stevie Wonder, even Prince, when he was here, they played their own style of music and they created their own genre. I mean, you could say the Rolling Stones is a rock and roll band, but they're so unique in the way that they present themselves, is that they transcend decades. And that's a wonderful point.
Playing some other style, you can
Yes.
survive, but it's a very short period, very short period.
Yes. Yes.
But if you have a style of your own, you can survive for a long time.
You're
Because
absolutely right.
people like to listen to them. People like it because there's a change. There's a change. The main thing, you call me for this interview
Yeah.
because of that change.
That's correct.
If I don't have that change, if I don't have that change, you never call me for this interview.
That is correct. You're absolutely right, because it was the difference in the way that you approached your instrument, and I saw the tapping, and I saw, just the scenery, and there was something so unique about you. I had to say, "Come on, let's talk."
Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, I certainly appreciate you coming and sharing your knowledge and your wisdom. I hope that as your schedule allows, you could come back to the EntreMusician. I really want to direct people to your website, and they will see many, many wonderful videos, hear some absolutely excellent music, and get to know you a little bit better too, because of the
Thank you so
type
much.
of
Thank you
art
so
that you
much.
have. Do you have any last bits of advice for us here at the EntreMusician that you would like to share?
Yes. The main thing is now you anybody, I mean any musician can study or can follow any other style, can listen to them, can appreciate their music, can appreciate music. As a musician, you must be able to appreciate
Yes.
even whatever the now given the time of Beethoven, I still is one of the favorite, is one of the heroes in my life. Beethoven,
Ah, yes.
fantastic music, right?
Yes, sir.
Even that, but you must have a change. You must have a change, and you must get to a different. If not, you can't survive. You can't
That's
survive.
true.
You have to. And you might say, you might think that my style. If I do a change, my style, the audience won't appreciate it. That there will be a problem. No, that no, never,
Hmm.
because every listener expecting a change.
Yes.
He's
Yes.
tired of hearing same thing over and over and again. He need a change. He need a
Right.
change. If there is a change, very
Yes.
soon he will join the player.
I agree.
As you like you now, you join. You are a fan of my music, because
Yes.
because of that change you joined, became a fan.
Absolutely. You have the type of music that you can just put on, and it just is underneath, creating atmosphere for you. And I just love that. Whether you're working, whether you're a student and you're doing homework, whether you're working in a factory, whatever job, whether you're a doctor or a scientist, and you can put this music on, and it's like, wow. It really grabs you in, but it just stays underneath, and you can get a ton of work done. So I've done that with your music. I just want you to know it's just been playing in the background, and I thank you for it. Thank you for being our guest today, my friend.
Thank you for the meaningful comment. Thank you so much. You are great. You are great, and you. I mean, giving this chance it's so fantastic. That's a fine opportunity. Again, I had to thank you. Now, I think you are Youngstown. It is 10 o'clock in the morning, I think.
That is correct. It is 10 o'clock in the morning. And what time is it in Sri Lanka? What time are
Yes, Sri
you?
Lanka. It is 7 o'clock in the evening.
7 o'clock in the evening. So you will
Night
get,
is still young. Night is still young here.
yeah. Well, I have the whole day ahead of me. You'll get to tomorrow before I will. But I'm
Okay.
grateful that you have allowed us to have this opportunity. It won't be the last time, but I thank you for what you've given us today. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much, and have a nice day. Thank you so much, and it's fantastic day.
Absolutely.
I have a time with spend the time. It's so valuable. It's a pleasure to spend this valuable time with you. Thank you so
Thank
much.
Thank you, my friend. And that's going to do it for this episode. This was Amaranatha Ranatunga. I tell you what, excellent music, excellent young man. Avail yourself to everything that he has to offer. You will appreciate it, and we're so grateful that you joined us today. My name is Jerry B. I am the EntreMusician, but you know something? So are you. We will see you next time. God bless.